Every single night while you are asleep, a massive, highly active machine inside your body is waiting to be turned on. Its sole purpose is to consume the deepest, most dangerous fat reserves surrounding your organs, the visceral fat that metabolic experts call active poison. Left unchecked, this tissue continuously leaks physical triggers for chronic inflammation and insulin resistance directly into your liver. Yet your body has a built-in biological night shift, engineered to reach and target these exact fat stores while you are entirely unconscious. But for most of us, this night shift never actually starts. This introduces a devastating cellular paradox. You might be eating clean and pushing yourself at the gym every single afternoon, but if your nighttime engine is blocked, your biology is forced to keep that belly fat tightly locked in place. The reality is that your body does not burn its deepest fat while you are running on a treadmill. It is biologically wired to do it when you are in your deepest state of rest. If you are struggling to lose that persistent tire around your waist, it is highly likely you are making a simple evening mistake that completely paralyzes this nocturnal furnace. Let us challenge a dangerous myth. Most people believe that to empty a fat cell, you have to starve it or beat it into submission through physical exhaustion. But biology only responds to chemical commands. Deep within your abdomen, your fat cells are equipped with highly sensitive pressure-like valves called beta-adrenergic receptors. If these valves are closed, your body is biologically incapable of breaking down that fat, even if you spent the last 2 hours on a treadmill. This leads us to the all-encompassing question: how does a motionless, unconscious body run an aggressive fat disposal process in the dark? The answer is actually simple. It is a highly concentrated molecule called human growth hormone, or HGH. During deep sleep, your pituitary gland operates like a midnight factory, releasing a high wave of this hormone into your bloodstream. The primary job of this growth hormone is cellular repair. To implement these repairs, it acts like a master key, signaling your fat cells to release their stored energy into the bloodstream so your body can burn it. Yet, there is a fundamental reason why this system fails for most people. If your body is naturally wired to empty these storage sites overnight, why did you wake up today with absolutely no changes to your waistline? This does not happen because your body is not working or your metabolism is not functioning correctly. The reality, which I am about to tell you, is this: a simple, silent blockage in your bloodstream physically locks your fat cells shut, ensuring that your nighttime repair signal never gets through. This silent blockage in your bloodstream is a hormone you trigger every single day. It is insulin. To understand your metabolism, you must realize that insulin and your nighttime growth hormone operate on a strict, alternating schedule. They are biologically incapable of working together. You can think of insulin as a one-way street sign that points directly towards storage. When insulin is high, the gates to your fat cells are bolted shut, and your nocturnal growth hormone has almost no chance of doing its job. How does this play out in your daily life? Imagine it is 9 p.m. You decided to have a light, seemingly harmless evening snack, perhaps a bowl of cereal, a handful of nuts, or even just a piece of fruit that you thought was healthy. Your digestive system breaks this food down, and your blood sugar begins to rise. In response, your pancreas releases a wave of insulin to clear that glucose from your blood. By the time your head hits the pillow at 10:30 p.m., you feel ready for rest. But as you drift into sleep, your master gland in your brain scans your bloodstream. It is looking for the all-clear signal to release the growth hormone. But instead, it detects the lingering elevated insulin from your late-night snack. The signal is immediately canceled, the massive fat-burning pulse never happens. Your body remains trapped in fat storage mode for the entire night. and you burn absolutely nothing because that growth hormone was never released. But the damage goes even further. This hormonal blockade does not just prevent your body from burning fat at night. It actively triggers a silent nervous system trap that completely ruins the sleep quality you need to recover. And the worst part is, you are probably micro-dosing this trap every single evening without even knowing it. Here is the cold, hard floor of reality that will change how you look at your nights forever. You can sleep for a full 8 hours and still wake up without your body burning even a single gram of fat. This happens because your body's master key to fat loss is only manufactured when your brain waves slow down to their lowest electrical frequency, a phase known as deep, slow-wave sleep. If this deep physical repair mode is completely missing in your brain, the cellular factory doors remain closed, your growth hormone is never released, and your belly fat stays completely locked in place. But there is another critical adversary that actively locks most of us out of this deep sleep state. The barrier is a silent daily toxin we invite into our eyes every single evening: artificial blue spectrum light. When you look at your flat screens or sit under bright overhead LEDs before bed, you are physically tricking a tiny light-sensitive receptor in your eye. This biological sensor signals your brain that it is high noon, actively slowing down your natural production of melatonin, the exact hormone that signals your body to wind down and transition into deeper sleep cycles. This creates an exhausting internal conflict that you have likely felt yourself. You fall asleep from sheer exhaustion, but because your melatonin is blocked, your brain stays in high alert mode. Your body spends the night tossing, turning, and lingering in shallow sleep, and your fat-burning process simply doesn't happen. The real disaster, however, is not just the fat that stayed trapped in your belly overnight. It is the waking reality of the next morning. If you block this deep sleep state night after night, you will wake up tomorrow with an aggressive surge in hunger hormones that virtually forces you to overeat before noon. To tear down this hormonal blockade and unleash your nighttime fat-burning furnace, you need no complicated diets. You simply have to execute a strict 3-step hormonal blueprint starting tonight. The first game changer is what metabolism experts call the 3-hour fasting lock. How this works is crucial, and I will tell you right now. Your last bite of food must pass your lips at least 3 hours before your head hits the pillow. By cutting off all calories, especially carbohydrate-dense or sugary foods, you force your insulin levels to stabilize in the optimal baseline range before you drift off. This removes the release blockade caused by high insulin, ensuring your pituitary gland gets the immediate green light to release a high wave of growth hormone the moment your eyes close. The second game changer targets the light stimulus. You must establish a digital blackout zone 60 minutes before sleep. If you must use screens or sit under bright lighting, wearing orange-tinted blue blocker glasses, or switching to low-level, warm red amber light sources is recommended. By shielding your eyes from the blue spectrum, you stop tricking your optical receptors. Your brain detects the natural darkness, triggers melatonin production, and drops your body temperature right on schedule to let you fall straight into deep, slow-wave sleep. The third game changer is the thermal trigger. To optimize this hormonal release, keep your bedroom cool, ideally between 15 and 18 degrees Celsius. A cold room forces your body to naturally seek equilibrium, driving blood flow to your core and further stimulating the release of growth hormone to rebuild tissues. But even if you master these 3 steps, there is one final critical habit you might be doing the very next morning that instantly reverses all of your nighttime progress. But beware, the morning trap snaps shut the very moment you step into the kitchen. Most people wake up at the exact point where their insulin has finally cleared and their bodies are primed to start burning fat. But then they make a critical mistake. They flood their system with sugar or a high-calorie breakfast within 30 minutes of waking. This can trigger a sharp spike in insulin, pivoting your metabolic doors back towards storage and significantly slowing down your fat-burning potential. If, however, you want to extend this natural fasting state as far as possible into your day, you must avoid sweet breakfasts early in the morning and stick strictly to water, black coffee, or unsweetened tea for the first few hours of your day. Your metabolism isn't a lottery of genetics. It is a highly sensitive, chemically driven system that responds directly to your daily inputs. By simply applying the 3-hour fasting lock before bed, protecting your eyes from pre-sleep light, and keeping your bedroom cool, you give your body the exact biological environment it needs to make your fat stores more accessible as a primary source of energy night after night. The moment you understand this biological hierarchy, you stop fighting your biology and start using it to work for you.